Greatness is never measured by wealth, fame, or power, it is measured by thoughts. History has proved that the quality of a person's thinking decides how far they can rise. Napoleon Hill once said, "What you think about you become," and though the words sound simple, only a few truly live by them. Many people dream yet never believe deeply enough to make those dreams real. They let doubt whisper louder than hope. But there are some who learn that the power to change life begins in the mind itself. This is the story of one such boy, Jack, and his mother, Amelia. In a quiet small town surrounded by fields and dusty roads lived Jack, a boy who loved to draw. Every evening he sat outside their small hut with a broken pencil and a half-torn notebook, sketching birds on wires, trees moving in the wind, and faces of people walking by. Drawing was his language. It made him forget that he owned almost nothing. The neighbors often watched with pity, but Amelia never felt sorry for her son. She believed he had something rare, a spark that money could not buy. One morning the school announced a drawing competition. The winner would receive brand new art supplies and a chance to show their work in the city gallery. Jack's heart jumped with excitement. It was his dream to hold real colors, to paint on proper paper, to see people admire his work. Yet when he looked at his broken pencil and his worn notebook, the excitement faded. His thoughts turned heavy. How could he compete against students who had full color boxes and shiny brushes? The question sat in his mind like a stone. That night Jack sat quietly while his mother prepared dinner. Amelia noticed his silence. She asked what troubled him and he explained his fear. She listened patiently, then placed her hand on his shoulder. She told him that greatness does not come from what one holds in the hand but from what one carries in the mind. She reminded him that tools are only objects, it is the belief behind them that creates miracles. If he chose to believe he was weak, he would lose before even starting. But if he believed his thoughts were powerful, even a broken pencil could create magic. Her calm voice filled the room with strength and Jack felt something shift inside him. The next morning sunlight streamed through the window and Jack's eyes shone with a quiet fire. He went to the competition with his same pencil and torn notebook, but with a mind full of confidence. While other children dipped their brushes into bright paints, Jack began sketching steadily. He imagined the seed under the soil struggling toward light, breaking through darkness to become a strong tree. He drew that story with care, each line carrying his belief that growth always begins unseen, in the mind first, before it becomes visible to the world. When the judges reviewed his drawing, they paused for a long time. The simplicity caught their attention, but it was the emotion behind it that moved them. They saw the strength of a dreamer who refused to give up. Jack was declared the winner. His classmates cheered, and Amelia, standing in the back of the hall, wiped a tear of pride. Jack's hands trembled as he accepted his first set of real art supplies. He knew that victory had not come from luck or charity but from a thought that had refused to die. Months later his drawings were displayed in the city gallery. People admired the detail and feeling in his work. Reporters wrote about the boy from a small town who created beauty with almost nothing. Over the years Jack became a successful illustrator, known for capturing hope in every stroke. When asked how his journey began, he always remembered the broken pencil and his mother's words. He would explain that he was once poor in tools but rich in thoughts, and it was those thoughts that shaped his destiny. Jack's story teaches that life is not defined by what we lack but by what we believe. Circumstances are only mirrors reflecting our inner vision. When thoughts are filled with doubt, the reflection is weak, but when thoughts are filled with purpose, the reflection turns bright and strong. Greatness begins in the quiet space of the mind long before the world can see it. Change your thoughts and your life will follow, because every success story first begins as a single powerful thought.